Okay. We're just gonna pretend that didn't happen. Oh, it's fine. It's not fine. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. Today's video I thought I'd talk about all the books that come out next year that I can't wait to read. Of course this isn't all of them, some still have to be announced, and over the year, next year, I'm sure loads more are going to come out that I'm going to be excited to get. But I have a few here that I thought I'd talk about today. So there are a few sequels on here, so I'm not going to go into detail of what they are about, just because I don't want to spoil the first one if you guys have not read it. I will put the pictures up here and the release dates somewhere, but I'm going to jump straight into it with the first one, and that one is A Dragon's Promise. This one is the sequel to Six Crimson Cranes. I will link my review below. If you haven't checked that out already, definitely go and check it out. It's a 5-star read for me and it's such a beautiful story. I cannot wait for this one. There is no cover reveal or release date yet. I know it comes out sometime next year, but again, we haven't had the cover reveal yet or the release date. So I'm hoping that it's not going to be like too far into the year and it'll be early, because I really want to read it. Like, I'm so excited. Next up is Wrath and Mercy. This one comes out on the 22nd of March and it's the sequel to The Bright and the Pale. This is another one that I cannot wait to read. I'm going to be doing a reading vlog for this one where I read the first book, The Bright and the Pale, and Wrath and Mercy. I will be giving spoilers when I read The Bright and the Pale during that reading vlog, but then the second part, when I read the new one, Wrath and Mercy, I will not be giving any spoilers for. I'm going to be doing a reading vlog for that one during March. It'll probably be nearer to the end of March, or it'll be released around April time, depending on when I get time to do it, but I can't wait. Next one is House of Sky and Breath, and this is a sequel to The Crescent City, and this one releases on February the 2nd. Also, I am looking down because I got it all on my laptop, because I'm recording with my phone, so I'm just reading it from here. This one is going to be another chunker. It's like her first book in the series. It is massive and it took me a while to finally get to it because I was scared. I don't know if I'm going to read this one straight away. I probably will because I don't want to forget what happened in the first one. But again, I'm really excited to see what happens in the journey with the characters, and we don't really have too long to wait. Next up is Finley Donovan, Knock 'em Dead, and this one comes out on the 1st of February. This again is a sequel in I think a 6-book series. That's what someone told me. I don't really know. I cannot wait to read this one. I loved the first one. The way the first one ended just left me like wanting more. And I am going to be giving a review on the first one soon, so just keep your eyes open for that one. Is that a thing? Eyes open? I don't know. I do apologise, we have a lot of sequels. I do promise that there are books on here though that aren't sequels and I can tell you more about. It's just there's a lot of sequels. Next up is the Genocide Wars, and this one comes out on the 19th of April. It is the sequel to The Infinity Courts. Oh my god, I literally need to know what's going to happen next. I did not expect to like The Infinity Courts. Like, I never expected it to be a 5-star read and for me to be as hooked as I was to it. I was hooked, and when it ended I was like, I need more. But yeah, I might have removed him. There we go. I need to get a haircut because this is the issue. I actually have asked my partner to do that for me because he's actually pretty decent at it. So anyway, back on the subject. Next one is Count Your Lucky Stars, and this comes out on the 1st of February, so this one comes out really soon, and it's from the same author who wrote Written in the Stars and Hang the Moon. I haven't read Written in the Stars yet, but I read Hang the Moon and loved it. This one comes out on, like I said, the 1st of February, and I'm going to tell you guys what this one's about because it's not a sequel. Margaret Cooper doesn't do relationships. She's tried and it blew up in her face, so she'll stick with the casual hookups. Thank you very much. But now her entire crew has found the one, and she's beginning to feel like a fifth wheel. And then fate interferes. While at a Toronto wedding venue with her engaged engaged friends, Margaret comes face to face with Oliver Grant, her childhood friend, her first love, everything. It's been 10 years, but the moment they lock eyes, Margaret's cold dead heart thumps in her chest. Oliver must be hallucinating. In the decades since she last saw Margaret, her life hasn't gone exactly as planned. At almost 30, she's been married and divorced. However, a wedding planner job in Seattle means a fresh start and a chance to follow her dreams. Never in a million years did she expect her important new client, best woman, would be the one that got away. That sounds so good, and it's a female romance as well, which, you know, I need to read some more of those because I don't have many, but this one sounds so good, and I think I'm going to love it. I loved Hang the Moon. I probably should read Written in the Stars, but this one sounds so good and I cannot wait. Next is One Night on the Island, and this is by Jo Silver. It comes out on the 17th of February, all in time for Romance Day, Valentine's Day. I meant to say Romance Month, but... Okay, so this one says, I'm going to have to pick it up again, aren't I? Cleo writes about love stories every day. She just isn't living one of her own. When the editor of her dating column asks her to marry herself on a remote Irish island, a sensational price to mark Cleo's 30th birthday, Cleo agrees. She's alone but not lonely, right? She can handle a solo adventure. Cleo arrives at her luxury cabin to find a tall, dark, stubborn American who insists it's actually his. Mark refuses to leave, and Cleo won't budge either. With a storm fast approaching, they reluctantly bunker down together. It's just one night after all. Oh, that sounds so good. I actually can't wait for that one now. I've read Josie Silver before, one day in December, and I get 5 stars, and then I DNF'd her other book. But I'm going to give her another chance just because of loving how much I loved the... Oh, this been sticking out the whole time. Oh my god. Unprofessional. But yeah, I loved One Day in December. I DNF'd her second book, and I want to give her another chance, and this one sounds so good. It kind of reminds me of Happy Singles Day a little bit. So... definitely go check that book out, it's really good. I'll link that one below for you guys to go and check out actually. Next up is The Maid, that comes out on the 20th of January. I'm going to be getting the Waterstones edition one because it's beautiful, and I'll put that one up here. This one is, I think it's a mystery. Okay, yes. I am your maid. I know your secrets, your dirty laundry, but what do you know about me? Molly the maid is all alone in the world, a nobody. She used to be being invisible in her job at the Regency Grand Hotel, plumping pillows and wiping away the grime, dust and secrets of the guests passing through. She's just a maid. Why should anyone take notice? But Molly is thrown into the spotlight when she discovers an infamous guest, Mr. Black, very dead in his bed. This isn't a mess that can easily be cleaned up, and as Molly becomes embroiled in the hunt for the truth, following the clues whispering in the hallways of the Regency Grand, she discovers a power she never knew was there. She's just a maid. But what can she see that others overlook? Sounds pretty decent. I actually really like reading mysteries if they're done well. I've read a few before, and I don't know. I don't like the mysteries that are so predictable. I mean, some of them can be predictable, but they're like done so good that, you know, you can forgive that. This one generally sounds really good. The cover looks absolutely beautiful, so I'm hoping it'll live up to the cover and be beautiful inside as well. I think that makes sense. Next up is Belladonna, and that comes out on the 23rd of August. I actually heard another YouTuber talk about this book. Otherwise I probably would never known about it. I don't remember what YouTuber, so I can't unfortunately link that below, which is a shame. And yeah, we're going to just say what's about. So Belladonna, I don't want to go too much into. I'm only going to go into it not knowing too much. All I know is that it's a girl who confronts death and her own deathly powers in a gothic infused romantic journey about fantasy. So I don't want to know too much going into this one. I kind of want to go into it a bit blind. I feel like sometimes doing that is really fun, so I don't want to say too much about that one, but you guys can definitely go and check it out on Goodreads or Amazon if you want to know a bit more details. Next up is Webergara, and this one is out on the 30th of January, so literally by the time this video goes up next month. And this one is a romance. Ari Abrams has always been fascinated by the weather, and she loves almost everything about her job as a TV meteorologist. Her boss, legendary Seattle weatherwoman Tori Hale, is too distracted by her tempestuous relationship with her ex-husband than the station's new director to give Ari the mentorship she wants. Ari, who runs on sunshine and optimism at her wit's end, the only person who seems to understand how she feels is sweet but reserved sports reporter Russell. In the aftermath of a disastrous holiday party, Ari and Russell decide to team up to solve their boss's relationship issues. Between secret gifts and double dates, they start nudging their bosses back together. But then well-meaning meddling backfires when their real chemistry bonds between the two. So this one sounds pretty decent. There's a struggle reading that one. Jesus Christ, I probably should put my glasses on, to be honest, because it's hard to see when I'm looking at the screen. But this is another cute romance that's coming out, and actually sounds really, really good. Next up we have A Novel Obsession, which comes out on the 15th of March. Another book that I discovered through another booktuber. The cover looks really cool. I think this one's a thriller. I'm not really sure. And again, I don't really want to go into this one knowing too much, but I will read some of it and let you guys know a little bit. 24-year-old New York bookseller Naomi is desperate to write a novel but struggles to find a story to tell. After countless disastrous dates, she meets Caleb, a perfectly nice guy with a Welsh accent and a unique patience for all her quirks. She thinks she's finally stumbled onto a time-honoured subject, love. Then Caleb's ex-girlfriend Rosemary enters the scene. So, okay, maybe it's not a thriller then. I thought it was. So I think it's a romance, but that still sounds really interesting. I love reading books that's got authors in it or someone who likes reading. I think that's just awesome. And I've not read many good ones revolving that. I did read Beach Read, but I actually DNF'd it. I was really bored. So hopefully this one will be good. Next up is Daughter of the Moon Goddess. And this comes out on the 20th of January. So again, comes out next month. Not too far away. And this one I think is a fantasy. I swear, I'm probably wrong again. A young woman's quest to free her mother pits her against the most powerful immortal in the realm, setting her on a dangerous path where those she loves are not the only ones at risk. And I'm not saying much more about that. Again, this is another one I really want to go into and not know too much about it. If you guys, again, want to know a bit more about it, you can easily just go onto Goodreads or check it out on Amazon. It does sound really good from just that little bit. So I feel like I don't need the information. And then next one is Thursday Murder Club. I don't have a picture for this one because there hasn't been one released. It comes out on the 15th of September. That's the paperback. I'm not sure if the hardback comes out before this one. I'm hoping it does. This is the third in a series, and it follows 4 or 5 elderly people who are pushing 80 solving murders. And it's really fun and really sweet. I read the first one, I loved it, and I cannot wait to continue this series. Next up is a sequel to These Hollow Files, and that is These Twisted Bones. This one comes out quite later into the year, and this one is out on the 19th of July, so it's quite a wait for this one, but I'm sure I'll be fine. There's a lot of books coming out early in the year, so maybe it won't feel like so long. But yeah, this one's a sequel, and I really can't wait to continue in this world. It's going to be really good, especially because of the first one, which by the time this video technically goes up, I will have finished. So that's all the books that are coming out in 2022 so far that I'm really, really excited for. There's a lot of sequels on here that I just cannot wait to dive back into the worlds of all these different books. Oh my god, it's going to be such an amazing reading year, I hope. Yeah, let me know if any of these books are on your wish list, and if you plan to get any of these, and if you've read the first books in the series. It'd be really interesting to know, or if you plan to now add any onto your wish list for next year. But these are, like I said, the ones that are coming out so far. There's probably going to be a lot more announced that I'm going to be adding to my wish list. But if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe, it'd mean the world to me, and turn on that notification bell so you get alerted to when I next upload. And until next time, bye.